So I've begun to notice this trend lately. At these public events like concerts, stadiums, ball games, there seem to keep being events that happen that stem outrage or go viral in some kind of way, like the Coldplay incident.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. Guys, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
I think we all know if he just played that a little more casually, if he didn't drop down like whack-a-mole, or if the woman on the left here didn't get so goddamn red, I don't think anyone would have noticed or said anything. But they did notice, even the Coldplay singer notices. You've all seen the clip, and you all know what happened. And I feel there must be some kind of phenomenon with concerts and stadiums that bring out the worst in people, or maybe it's just because there's so many people there that there's obviously going to be some ne'er-do-wells, a few non-good doers, and since now there are so many cameras, so many people recording all the time, holding their phones up, especially at concerts, they always get caught a lot easier, and we get to see their horrible deeds displayed right in front of us in 4K. So this first video I want to talk about is something that happened at the Rose Bowl. It was a Rufus Du Sol concert. I think I said that right. I probably didn't, but it was this man, this monster, Julio Cesar Lopez Zavala, who was accused of, well, I can't even say accused of because it's on video, who mercilessly beat a woman for little to no reason until she was knocked unconscious. So, you know, we're talking about a big strong man here who likes to pummel those weaker than him and continue pummeling them until they're on the ground and unconscious. Which, beating someone to any point is dangerous, especially beating someone to an unconscious level, and continuing to beat them when they're unconscious is very dangerous. That can very easily lead to death. But what led to this altercation was a situation where the woman and her boyfriend seemed to have spilt a drink on Julio, as they said, and they apologized profusely, and he left. And he came back about 30 minutes later with rage bubbling inside of him that he just had to take out on this woman. So he, got a drink on his favorite polo, and he decided, he's like, I'm gonna be the bigger man this time, I'm gonna walk away. And he was just over there fuming. He's like, they ruined my fucking polo. They ruined my fucking Quagmire plaid shirt. I'm gonna go back there, I'm gonna show that woman what for.
The entire incident at the Rose Bowl was caught on camera. The violent assault happened Saturday night at the sold-out Rufus Du Sol concert, but that man stormed off. Pasadena police say about 30 minutes later, he returned, and that's when the fight broke out.
So anyway, as you can see, that's exactly what happened. He was arrested shortly after the show. The woman, unfortunately, didn't even get to see the show. She was unconscious for the whole thing. Hopefully, maybe she can get some kind of compensation for that, or some kind of help from the band. Now, he went to court for this, and during his court hearing, the judge actually said he didn't pose a threat to the public, but he has to wear an ankle monitor for a certain amount of time, which, I guess is a good thing, but, I don't know, I feel he got off pretty easy for that. There is also a large part of the blame that goes to the Rose Bowl security and crowd control, because apparently, during the whole concert, it was horrible. There was tons of crowd crushing in tunnels, there was all kinds of drunk fans that were doing questionable things, and crowd control and security seemed to be nowhere and not doing anything about it. So, not just the lack of intelligence from this Neanderthal, but also the lack of prevention from the security team. Okay, so now this next one, another concert goodie, and another actual monster. So this man is at a Korn concert, and he has decided to take his freak off the leash, and is beating his hog right in the middle of these stands here. This camera angle doesn't show us exactly what he's doing, and there are some people that think maybe he's playing air drums, but I don't think that's the situation, because when was the last time you did air drums and created a force field around you that people refuse to enter? Like, he has probably 10 feet of space each way around him that no one wants to be near him. They're all trying to turn their heads away and not trying to look at him. They don't want to be near him. what ends up happening is this fan in the stands jumps down and decides to clock him in the side of the head, and he hits him hard. He makes his entire fucking bandana or whatever he's wearing on his head just disappear. The shit just vanishes, and he's out of it. Horny mode is over for this man. He's dazed and confused. I honestly don't even think he knew he was at a fucking corn concert anymore. Perhaps the soul of Pee Wee Herman possessed this man, and he thought he was at a porn theater and decided to bust it out while he was there. And then the punch to the side of the head reawakened him, and he's like, what the fuck? Why is my dick out? What is going on? I've just got struck on the side of the head. But what ends up happening is security comes for him, and they drag him out very forcefully. He did not want to leave that show, and, you know, I don't blame him. He probably paid good money for it, but God forbid a man have a hobby and bust his penis out in the middle of the stands. And he was apparently arrested for public indecency. And I've also heard, but I wasn't able to find any proof, that the other man got arrested, the man that struck him. And I do understand why. I don't know if he got charged for it. He probably just spent the night in their custody, or not even the night. Maybe he just spent some time in their custody. And I understand, and I think that's correct, because obviously the dude was a freak off his leash, like I said, and he should not have been beating his shit in the middle of the crowd like that. That's horribly public indecency. But maybe punching him as hard as you can in the side of the head wasn't the correct answer. I mean, he certainly deserved it, but you could have just gave him a poke with your foot, like kind of stretch your leg out and you give it a poke. Maybe just do that on his shoulder and be like, hey man, can you put your shit away? And then if that doesn't work, just shield your eyes and wait for security to get there. Okay, now this next clip, getting away from the concerts, going to a stadium, a sports ball stadium, a tennis match. And this is another clip that's gone very viral. You've probably seen this one, where this little boy gets a hat signed, or the player has a hat and signs it and gives it to the boy. But the second he turns away, this gremlin, this goblin right next to him, just rips that shit out of his hands and takes the hat for himself. Which is a fucked up thing to do.
The video posted online shows the moment the CEO of a paving company was caught grabbing away the signed hat, which was meant to be given to that young boy. The incident occurred after a game last Thursday, the video going viral over the weekend. The man took to social media today, apologizing for the incident, saying in part, I take...
And the video is really sad. Like, right after he steals it, you can see the kid is trying to, like, tap him and be like, hey, give me my hat back. And when he realizes that's not working, he's trying to yell at the athlete that signed the hat, and he's like, hey man, this dude just took my fucking hat, like, this dude's an asshole. You know, he's trying to yell to him, but it's probably just so loud he can't hear anything. He doesn't know that the kid's yelling at him and what just happened, you know what I mean? He probably didn't expect a monster to just rip the hat out of this little boy's hand. And then even the kid that's like right next to him, he's like all smiling and excited that his friend or this other kid got this hat, and then he realizes what's going on. You can see the smile just disappear from his face. It's like the joy being stricken away from him. It's like when a child realizes that the world is not all sunshine and rainbows and there are horrible people, you know what I mean? It's like you just told him Santa Claus doesn't exist. And this CEO asshole just doesn't care. He just goes right back to chilling with his family or friends, just like looking at her phone and taking pictures and all this shit. Now, this did spark outrage, and the man did put out a statement, and he apologized, said it was lack of judgment, and from what I've heard, tried to mail the hat back to the boy. But I believe the boy got compensated and got another hat and perhaps some other goods from stadium that the event happened in. Now, thank God this dude got caught on camera, but think about how often this shit happens. And think about the fact he only apologized because he got caught. He doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean? He was going to keep that hat and put it on his shelf and be like, I earned this hat. I stole it from that little boy's hands. But if he wasn't caught on camera and plastered all over the news and the internet, he would have never apologized. Like I said, he would have kept that hat. So it's one of those situations where, are you sorry for what you did, or are you sorry that you got caught? And I think we all know it's mostly the latter in this situation. As it is with most things that happen like this, no one would really admit to that. It's not like the guilt was going to get to this guy and he has to admit what he did. It's not like a Disney movie. Alright, we got another stadium clip here, and another horrible person stealing another thing from a child. So this is at a baseball game. A home run ball is struck into the stands, and it lands in kind of an empty spot. There's a couple that it lands in front of them, and then there's a few people around them, and then all the chairs to the right are kind of empty, and then there is a family a little to the right of the ball where it landed, But the dad saw it coming, saw the ball coming, and he ran as fast as he could over there to get the ball. And he returned it to his son. I feel that's kind of a tradition at baseball games, is that the young kid gets the baseball whenever it comes out of the stands. But immediately, this horribly angry woman rushes over, and she wants that fucking ball. And she's yelling at the dad, saying that he took the ball from her, that it landed closer to her, which, in all fairness, it did land closer to her. But you snooze, you lose. He was faster than you were, old lady. And at the same time, do you really need that ball? Would you not rather let the child have that ball? I feel that it's going to mean a lot more to that little kid, probably, than it would mean to you. And that little kid might actually use the ball, and instead is probably just going to sit in your shelf and be forgotten about. But nonetheless, the dad seems fed up, doesn't want to argue with her anymore. He takes the ball and gives it to her and just tells her to fuck off, go away. And she very happily storms away. Or she's angry. You can see it on her face, but you know she's got that smile hidden underneath. She's like, I got my fucking way. I got that ball. Because there are people like that just feed off of negative altercations like this, and they just want to be right all the time, and they want to have an argument, and they want to win it. They want to get something out of it, and she did. And you can see when she comes back to whoever she's sitting with, her husband or whoever this might be, he seems very embarrassed. And I can imagine in that situation, I would be so embarrassed. Imagine you're sitting there with your mom or your wife or someone like that, your girlfriend, and they run and take that ball from that child. I wouldn't even know what to do. I would just sit there with my head in my hands, and I would just be like, why did you do that? Like, maybe you should give that ball back. I don't know. Do we need that ball? I think that little kid might want the ball more. She got plastered in front of everybody, and she had to watch very shamefully as the stadium employees reimbursed the boy, so to speak. They gave him a whole bunch of merch and loot, a bunch of goodies pertaining to the team, the Phillies, and it was like stuff like jersey and whatnot. And then I seen pictures, but I don't know for sure if the boy got a baseball bat. Apparently, he did get to meet one of the players after the show, and I think he got a signed baseball bat from that player. So, thankfully, the boy got reimbursed, and I'm sure he's very happy about the whole situation, and I'm sure the family is, and they're like, how kind of the stadium to do all that, you know what I mean? They didn't have to do that, but they did, and that was very nice of them. And I hope that woman feels very shameful for what she did, because she didn't need that ball. I mean, no one needs the ball technically, but let the little boy have his ball, you know what I mean? There's a home run ball to make his day that his dad got that ball for him. You don't have to ruin it. But yeah, that's all that I've got for today. There's a whole bunch of videos of shit happening at stadiums and concerts, especially lately. There's just so much shit that happens about people getting mad, people getting in fights, horrible things. So I could have made this video go on so much longer, but I just wanted to keep it a little bit short and simple and just put a few clips in here. If this is something that you like, this like commentary style video, and you think you want to see more from me, then do please let me know, because this was my first time really kind of doing something like this with IRL commentary, not just commentating on like a video game or something. So like I said, if you enjoy, please let me know, and I would love to hear back from you. If you have anything that you think I did wrong, think I could improve on, like I said, please let me know. If you did like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. If not, no worries. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.